welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you my last DIY Easter video of this season, so I really hope you enjoy it. I am taking some items from the dollar store and giving them a makeover into some really cute farmhouse decor, so I hope you enjoy that. Make sure you are subscribed and give this video a big thumbs up. For my first decor piece, I wanted to make a monogrammed bunny. I have been seeing these in like every store that I've been going into recently, and I definitely knew that I could make an inexpensive version of this. So I found this little wooden plain bunny from Dollar General in my area. This was only a couple dollars, so I did go ahead and pick that up, but I thought it would be the perfect blank slate to get started with this project. Since this was such a pretty wood piece, I did want to give it a stained effect using some of my chalk paint with a little bit of water, and I mix this up. This really thins it down, and then I'm able to paint it on there and wipe it off with a paper towel, and it looks more stained, like with more of a transparent coverage than if I would have just painted it purely with the chalk paint. As my stain was drying on the bunny, I went ahead and prepared my little monogram, and I'm using these wooden letters from Dollar Tree. I've used these on a ton of projects and I love them. My Dollar Tree sells out fast, so whenever they have them I do pick up like 10 packs whenever I get the opportunity to, and I knew I wanted a lighter color to show up on this darker bunny, and so I'm originally starting with the mineral color in the Waverly chalk paint, but I do go over this in white in a little bit because it just didn't show up or pop off of the wood color like I wanted it to. I wanted to paint a little leaf garland around my letter, so I needed a perfect circle stencil. I'm just using one of my girls' little plastic cups, but this was the perfect size to go around here and it wasn't too big on the bunny. So after I got that, I'm just going to paint over that with some of my mineral chalk paint. So I wanted this little garland to branch off. The key to this is to make sure that your little branches are going in the same direction. So I'm just making mine all fold over towards the right, and then I'm going back in and painting the little leaves. And if you look up painted garlands online, there's a million different ways to make these. I just found a really simple one that I wanted to try to recreate, and they do look overwhelming at first, but if you break them down piece by piece, they are super simple to paint. So like I say, I just put my little garland going in the same direction and then going back in, and I'm putting leaves on my branches that are branching out, and then I'm also putting some little leaves directly on that circle. And I think this looks so pretty. I'm excited to do this on something that's not seasonal decor. I want to try to make something I can leave out year round with this. And then I'm going in and just hot gluing my letter in the center. So to get my projects done faster so I don't have to sit and just wait for paint to dry forever, I always use a hair dryer. I love this little trick, and it definitely does speed up your little crafting process. But you can see that after that paint dried, it was super dark, and whenever I set it on the shelf, it didn't pop off of there and it was really hard to show up. So very quickly I just traced over this with the white chalk paint, and I love it so much better. I'm glad I took the time to redo it. So if you like this look, you can definitely use the mineral color. It does show up, but like I say, it just didn't pop off of there, and I really wanted a more dramatic look, so it did show up really good in all my little details and the little leaves. Whenever I say I'm painting these little leaves, they are not fancy at all. They're pretty much just little thicker brush strokes that I try to make the ends pointy, so they are still very simple to paint. But I did like it so much better, and then I went over the K so it would match the little garland as well. I thought that my bunny needed a bow for the top just to dress it up a little bit more, so I'm taking some of my burlap ribbon and I'm just folding this over and then scrunching it in the center. To do this, I just cut it off and then tie this together with a piece of jute string. Then I'm just going to attach this by hot gluing it to the bottom of this bunny's ears. And this is how it turns out. I think it is super cute, and it looks like something that would come from Kirkland's or a more high-end store rather than things made from the dollar store. I will be so excited to use this year after year. So moving on to my next project, I picked up this little wooden sign from Dollar General as well, and it says "We believe in the Easter Bunny." I already tried to remove the little Easter sign that was stuck on there, so I just took that off, and then it did leave some ugly spots, so I did have to sand that down, as well as I sanded off all of the glitter that came on there as well. My intentions for this sign was to make it look like a little Easter basket, so I'm going to straighten up that wooden piece and glue it down so that the bottom will be the basket part. I knew I was going to have to give this a nice base coat so that I could hide all of the colorful font that was on there and the little bunnies that was the pink and blue bunnies that was painted down there. So I need the top to be a different color from the bottom, and I did want to do this in neutral farmhouse colors, so I'm painting over the top with a couple coats of this mineral chalk paint, and then I'm going to paint the bottom with some of my truffle brown. I also paint this little wood piece that I pulled off with the truffle color paint, and I love how this gives the basket like a 3D look on this sign. After all my paint was dry and that little wood piece was dry, I ended up just using some hot glue to attach this. If you flip this sign upside down, this could act like a little hat, and you could paint a scarecrow face or a little snowman face on there, and that would be really cute. We used to make palette signs like that with scarecrow faces and the little hat brim sticking off the sides. But for this basket, I have run out of nautical rope. I did think that the Dollar Tree nautical rope would have been so pretty arched over the basket, but I couldn't find it, so I ended up stealing this little piece of rope off one of my milk cans that I had redone, and it had all these folds in it from where it was tied together, so it didn't lay perfect. I just had to hot glue it around and try to get it in an arch shape. You can definitely choose to use some more colorful flowers, but I am going to stick with my neutral theme and my farmhouse theme. But I did want some of the greenery in there, so I'm taking some of the greenery off one of those spring bouquets from Dollar Tree and adding that down first so it gives it a nice base and the basket will look full. And then I'm taking some of these little white cherry blossoms, and I did like the leaves on some of them, and I'm just going to arrange them how I like them and then cut the back stems off of them so they do lay flat, and then just hot glue them around. And then I'm distressing the edges of the basket with just a fine grain sandpaper. I like these little square pre-cut sheets from Walmart. They're actually pre-cut for the hand sanders, but I just love that they are convenient in these little squares. But I thought it looked so good going around the edges of this and letting the natural wood show through. You definitely could add some eggs or some more colorful flowers in there to give it more of an Easter look, but I just love how this came together and how it is neutral and goes along with farmhouse decor. And I love little detailed pieces like this that you've actually handcrafted, and they just look unique sitting around because you know that nobody else has one of these. So thank you all so much for watching. Like I say, I think this is going to be my last DIY Easter video for this season, but I am excited to get back into some everyday farmhouse decor, so make sure you subscribe and hit your little notification bell so you do not miss an upload. Give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye!